Hey everyone, welcome back to another NFL Weekly Pick slash prediction video. Last week, for week 8, we were 8-5, because I think there's like 6 teams on the bye. So starting it off, Thursday night, Minnesota at the Chargers. We picked the Chargers, and we were correct. Carson Wentz was 15 of 27 for 144, 1 touchdown and a pick. And it looked like he died on the field, and I do believe he had season-ending surgery, so we will not be seeing him anymore. And that was probably the end of his career, that game. Their leading rusher was Javier Scott. He had 2 carries for 16 yards. This was Aaron Jones' first game back, so that's nice to see for Minnesota fans. Justin Jefferson had 7 catches for 74 yards, no touchdowns. Justin Herbert was 18 of 25 for 227, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Kiami Vidal had 23 carries for 117 yards and a touchdown. Ladd McConkey had 6 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. For the final score of 37-10, Los Angeles. Buffalo at Carolina. It was a pretty simple pick. Picked Buffalo. Got that correct. Josh Allen was 12 of 19 for 163 and 1 touchdown, which is kind of hard to believe if you see the score. James Cook III had 19 carries for 216 yards and 2 touchdowns. Khalil Shakir had 6 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. And the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, was 16 of 24 for 175, no touchdowns and a pick. Rico Dowdle had 8 carries for 54 yards, no touchdown. Tate McMillan had 7 catches for 99 yards, no touchdown. For the final score of 40-9, Buffalo. Chicago at Baltimore. I don't remember why I picked Baltimore, especially since they didn't have Lamar, but I'm glad that I did, because we were right. Caleb Williams was 25 of 38 for 285, no touchdowns, 1 pick. DeAndre Swift had 11 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. Rome Odunze had 7 catches for 114 yards, no touchdown. I think he got evaluated for a concussion or something. I don't know. Tyler Huntley was 17 of 22 for 186 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Derrick Henry had 21 carries for 71 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Zay Flowers had 7 catches for 63 yards, no touchdown. For the final score of 30-16, Baltimore. Cleveland at New England. Pick New England, because Drake May has looked good more often than he's looked bad. And we were correct. Dylan Gabriel was 21 of 35 for 156 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Malachi Corley had 1 carry for 31 yards. Holy cow. He was their leading rusher off of 1 carry. Harold Fannin Jr. had 6 catches for 62 yards and a touchdown. Drake May was 18 of 24 for 282 yards, 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. I think this was the game that Myles Garrett had 5 sacks. If New England bolsters their offensive line, then they might look like a real threat. Travion Henderson had 10 carries for 75 yards. And Matt Collins had 7 catches for 89 yards, no touchdown. Final score 32-13, New England. Miami at Atlanta. I really thought Really thought Atlanta would take this one easy. I thought the score would be the other way with how Tua is, but I was wrong, and that's okay. Tua was 20 of 26 for 205 yards and 4 touchdowns, no picks. Devon Achane had 18 carries for 67 yards, no touchdowns. Jalen Waddle had 5 catches for 99 yards and a touchdown. Kirk Cousins was 21 of 31 for 173 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Still kind of efficient, I guess. Bijan Robinson had 9 carries for 25 yards, no touchdowns. Kyle Pitts Sr. had 9 catches for 59 yards, no touchdown. For the final score of 34-10, Miami. The Giants at the Eagles. I picked the Giants because they beat them in New York a couple weeks ago, and I thought it'd be funny if they did it again. Cam Scatterbo got that serious, nasty lower leg injury, and he's done for the season, which just absolutely sucks. Because it's not my team, but I still like him. Jackson Dart was 14 of 24 for 193, 1 touchdown, no picks. Tyrone Tracy Jr. had 10 carries for 39 yards, no touchdown. Wan'Dale Robinson had 3 catches for 48 yards, no touchdown. Jalen Hurts was 15 of 20 for 179 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Saquon had 14 carries for 150 yards and a touchdown. Looked like vintage Saquon. Devontae Smith, the Slim Reaper, had 6 catches for 84 yards, no touchdown. For the final score of 38-20, Philly. The Giants at the Bengals. So I should have picked the opposite way for both New York teams. I think Joe Flacco is finally getting tired or something. Because I picked the Bengals to win it. And my boy AG got his first win. Justin Fields was 21 of 32 for 244 yards and a touchdown, no picks. Breece Hall was 18 of 138, had 18 carries for 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyler Johnson had 3 catches for 64 yards and a touchdown. Joe Flacco was 21 of 34 for 223 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Samaje Perine had 9 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. Jamar Chase had 12 catches for 91 yards, no touchdown. For the final score of 39-38, New York. The come from behind victory. San Fran at Houston. I do believe George Kittle is back from injury, but Houston's defense stymied them. Who we happened to pick and got correct. Mac Jones was 19 of 32 for 193 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Christian McCaffrey had 8 carries for 25 yards. Juwan Jennings had 4 catches for 45 yards, no touchdown. C.J. Stroud had was 30 of 39 for 318 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Woody Marks had 11 carries for 62 yards, no touchdown. Xavier Hutchinson had 5 catches for 69 yards and a touchdown for the final score of 26-15, Houston. Tampa at the Bucks at the Saints. We picked Tampa for a revenge game, and we were right. Baker was 15 of 24 for 152 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Sean Tucker had 12 carries for 42 yards and a touchdown. And Tez Johnson had 5 catches for 43 yards, no touchdown. Spencer Rattler was 15 of 21 for 136 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. It looks like he got pulled early. And Tyler Show, or however you pronounce it, was 17 of 30 for 128 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. Alvin Kamara had 6 carries for 21 yards, no pick, or no touchdowns. And Rashid Shaheed had 9 catches for 75 yards, no touchdown. Final score of 23-3, Tampa. Dallas at Denver. I picked Denver because I can't stand the Cowboys, and I was correct. Dak was 19 of 31 for 188 yards, no touchdowns with 2 picks. Javonte Williams had 13 carries for 41 yards and 2 touchdowns. And George Pickens had 7 catches for 78 yards, no touchdown. And I believe this was CeeDee Lamb's first game back from injury. Bo Nix was 19 of 29 for 247 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a pick. J.K. Dobbins had 15 carries for 111 yards, no touchdowns. Troy Franklin had 6 catches for 89 yards, 2 touchdowns for the final score of 44-24, Denver. Titans at the Colts. We picked the Colts. They've been on an absolute tear this year. I might not pick against them ever again. But we were correct in taking the Colts. Cam Ward was 22 of 38 for 259 yards, 1 touchdown, and a pick. Tajay Spears had 9 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown. And Chamiri Dyke had 7 catches for 93 yards, no touchdown. Daniel Jones was 21 of 29 for 272 yards, 3 touchdowns, no pick. Jonathan Taylor had 12 carries for 153 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I don't think he's had a game this year where he only got 1 touchdown. Michael Pittman Jr. had 8 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown for the final score of 38-14, Indianapolis. Green Bay at Pittsburgh. I unfortunately watched most of this game. And Pittsburgh let me down. Almost had a perfect bye week where all of our division opponents lost. But it is what it is. That's the NFL. Jordan Love was 29 of 37 for 360 yards and 3 touchdowns, no picks. Although he completed like 5 moon balls that could have been picked off, which is just insane to me. Emmanuel Wilson had 11 carries for 61 yards, no touchdown. Tucker Kraft had 7 catches for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was National Tight End Day this weekend, so all the tight ends went crazy. Rodgers was 24 of 36 for 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, no pick. Jaylen Warren had 13 carries for 62 yards, no touchdown. And Roman Wilson had 4 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown. Final score, 35-25, Green Bay. For fun, I picked the Commanders to upset the Chiefs. And I was way off. Marcus Mariota was 21 of 30 for 213 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. He was also their leading rusher with 8 carries for 28 yards, no touchdown. And Jeremy McNichols had 5 catches for 64 yards, no touchdown. Mahomes was 25 of 34 for 299 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Isaiah Pacheco had 12 carries for 58 yards, no touchdown. And Kelsey had 6 catches for 99 yards and a touchdown. Final score 28-7, Kansas City. That was our Week 8 review. Now let's pick for Week 9. It is nice to see that we're pulling away in the win column. We're starting to cushion that a little bit. Okay. Week 9. Baltimore at Miami. Lamar should be back for this one. So I'm going to take Baltimore by a mile. Atlanta at New England. Oh, that's the Thursday night game. Atlanta at New England. Now this one could go either way. Atlanta's been a weird team. They'll have a really good game, and then they'll have a really poor one. But I think at home, New England takes this. Carolina at Green Bay. I'm just going to take Green Bay. Chicago at Cincinnati. Ooh. That one could be fun. Could be fun. I'm leaning Bengals. Probably because I'm biased. Denver at Houston. If PS2 is playing, which I don't think he is, Denver might have a chance. I'm going to take Denver, though. And I'm going to take the Colts. I'm not picking against them this week. Chargers at the Titans. I'm going to take the Chargers. The Titans just need to end the season. Minnesota at Detroit. I'm taking my Lions. San Francisco at New York. No Scatabo. No Malik Neighbors. I'm going to take San Francisco. Jacksonville at Las Vegas. I'm going to take Duval. I can't believe I just said that. Saints at the Rams. They benched Rattler. The other guy's starting, but I'm taking the Rams. Kansas City at Buffalo. I'm going to take Buffalo. Seattle at Washington. Jaden Daniels should be back, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think Seattle takes this one. Arizona at Dallas. I'm going to pick against Dallas, even though Dallas will probably win. All right. That is our Week 8 review and our Week 9 picks. Thank you all so much for watching / listening. Actually, the teams that are on a bye this week are the Browns, Jets, Eagles, and the Bucks. So thank you all so much for watching or listening. And I hope you got some well-needed rest and or relaxation. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.